All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Rap Money. I'm your host, Ambitious. So today, what we're going to talk about is the Dody6 or Dody6. I really don't even know what his name is, but I think it's Dody6 and Kendrick Lamar. Basically, if you guys don't know what happened, GNX album comes out. Kendrick Lamar features a couple artists from LA. Alongside those people is Dody6, along with AZ Chike. I think there's another one actually. Yeah, a couple people. Wally the Sensei, and of course SZA. But today we're going to be talking about Dody6 a little bit. We're going to add AZ Chike in there a little bit too, because he actually just got signed, I think, by like Warner Brothers or something like that. So we're going to dive into that a little bit later into the video. But first off, just because you do a song with a major artist does not mean that your life is going to change instantly. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that play big factors into how people are getting paid, how much they're getting paid, and things like that. A lot of artists, I can understand it, don't go into that side, like towards the behind the scenes. So they're so caught up in just rapping, shooting music videos, going to the studio, writing, things like that. Maybe like marketing on social media. They don't really take the time to dive into the back end of it, but the back end is more important than anything you can do on the mic. Because if you don't have your back end set up right, it's really not going to work out for you, because you're going to be making all this music, connecting with all these different types of people, and you're just going to be wondering, why is my life not changing alongside with everybody else? So we did have a little bit of a crash out. Dody6 went on, I don't know, wherever he was on live, or maybe he just posted a video, but the footage is out there. I'm going to show it to you guys in a moment. Basically, and he's saying like the Kendrick Lamar feature didn't do anything for him. He's still in the streets. He's still, I think he said like he's homeless now. And basically he's just going through it, right? Life's just hitting him hard, understandably. And at first he was receiving a lot of backlash for it, because they're like, yo, this was not a handout. This was not a free ride. This was not a, hey, just get on this train and we're just going to keep on going and you're going to be everywhere that I'm going to be. So it wasn't nothing like that. This was a layup, like a, hey, there you go, balls in the air. Now it's your time to make that slam dunk. This is the type of opportunity that you're always going to get in the music industry. If not way, way, way less, because people aren't just out there trying to help you. And if they are trying to help you, you have to take that little bit of help and you got to run with it, and you got to make what you can out of it. You can't just sit here like the victim, like, oh, these people just left me out here for dead. That feature didn't do anything for you. First of all, he should have sent your ass a $250,000, $300,000 invoice after that. That's what I would have did. I would say, you didn't do nothing. I ain't do nothing for you though. I ain't do nothing. Okay, that's crazy. Because that's a huge. It's probably even more than that. Look up a Kendrick Lamar feature. How much that would cost? If I do look it up, I'll put it right here on the screen. That's a blessing, bro. Honestly, that's something like, especially because he's the top. He's number one right now. Anything with his name on it is gonna do numbers, no matter who it is. So for you to fumble that bag, for you to burn that bridge, for you to just completely be like, fuck everything else, everything, make this shit all about me. This man is on tour. This man is doing music videos. I'm talking about Kendrick Lamar. He ain't really worried about nothing or nobody else right now but him and what he's trying to do and what he's trying to accomplish. And yeah, so for Dody6, he basically took the route like, oh, it didn't do nothing for me. I'm still in the same circumstances I'm in, this, and that. So I'm going to play that video right here for you guys.
I'm finna pull up, fat cuz, because I don't even got no destination, bro. On SC. Nigga, I lost my house. Nigga, I'm homeless. Nigga, I'm crip. I admit that shit. Nigga, I fell down. I'm gonna bounce back up, though. Watch this. It's all good, cuz. And these rap motherfuckers, I can't wait till these rap motherfuckers start saying shit in their songs. I'm like, damn, homies, I'm gonna beat their ass on the beat, and I'm gonna kill them in real life. The fuck? Yo, song, nigga, that fucking song with Kendrick ain't changed shit, nigga. The fuck is that change, nigga? I'm still from 40s, nigga. I'm still over here, nigga. You act like a nigga got $1 million for that shit, nigga. The fuck, nigga, all that shit, nigga got some clout, nigga. And fuck clout, nigga. On the dead homies, nigga. Fuck y'all talking about, boy?
All right, now that y'all seen that, ever since then, I guess he had some people reach out to him, because this is the thing about being an artist. You have to be willing to reach out for people. If you can't just be quick to just be like, hey, yo, fuck y'all, fuck this industry, this and that. You can't just go off on everybody and just crash out, because you're going to become a crash out. And the most important thing about any industry, it doesn't matter what it is relationships. People to put you in those positions, people to be like, hey, here's a quick feature, hey, open for my tour when I come to your city. That's gonna matter more than any money that anybody could get you, because any money that has ever been given has been spent. Ain't nobody saving. You can save it, but eventually it's gonna get spent. Money is a tool to be spent. Relationships is what builds up and could put you in a position, because you don't know where they're gonna be at in the next year, 5 years, 10 years. So that's definitely important in any industry. It doesn't matter the music industry, the movie industry. It doesn't matter if it's basketball, sports, whatever it is. Any relationships, people remember what you do for them and what you do for other people and how you treat other people, especially when you're down, when you're up. Everybody remembers, because nobody stays up forever. Once you come back down, reality, you're going to get that reality check. So basically, I say that to say, when you're an artist and you're in this position, you need to do your research. You need to reach out to people. You need to get into these industry connects. Have somebody, obviously, somebody, or you're involved in some type of circles where you did get the Kendrick feature. And you know how many people would just be blessed just for that? Like, I don't even need nothing else from you. Like, that's history already. You're already in the books. You on his album forever. Your name is always going to be written right there forever when they talk about this album. And this album is definitely going to be talked about for a long time. So you should definitely be reaching out to people and seeing what you need to collect those royalties and what a royalty is. How do you get paid from the music industry? Do you just do a feature and a check just gets, sent to your mailbox and it just says $1 million on it and then your whole life changes? No. You have to reach out to people. Hey, how do I set up this? How do I claim my publishing? How do I, reach out or get registered with these type of people to where my song gets recognized when it's played? Or how do I get, if you got that opportunity to have that feature, you should be doing everything humanly possible to push yourself, regardless of who gave you that feature. And obviously what he needs to do, I see him doing some music videos, so he's still putting some music out. He's grinding on that part, but like I said, the back end is just important, if not more important. You should be trying to book interviews, reach out to people, even book shows. Hey, look, I got a song with Kendrick Lamar, let me come perform. We'll play that song and I'll do my part. Give me a little bit of money for it. You need some type of management. That's how probably he didn't really have none of this type of stuff set up, to go up into that next step that he was presented with. It's like he had the obviously he knows, he knows to put out videos, to put out content, but on that other side, you need to make sure that your paperwork's right. And that's what managers and a lot of these other people do, is they make sure that you're set up for like ASCAP and BMI and things like that, that basically once you record a song and you claim that publishing, then once that song gets played, they get notified and so do you. And they say, okay, here's your royalties, here's what's collected from it, this and that. I think I even heard an interview with somebody saying that he has almost, if not more, $100,000 worth of royalties just waiting for him to be claimed. There's a lot of stuff that's unclaimed. There's some people who run the music industry or who are in the music industry who don't even make music. They own different artists' things. They go buy publishing. They go do this because they want to sell them for money or whatever it is. So it's a whole different side of the industry that isn't really talked about, but it has to be known. And this is just a perfect example of it, you not knowing and going about it the complete wrong way. Because now I think he's put up a post that said basically like he apologized to Kendrick Lamar and this and that for calling him out his name because he was saying wild shit on that live. So he definitely, came back, tried to make it right. But the thing is, people don't forget that. Obviously, I think Kendrick Lamar, he's probably a cool person, down to earth. He probably sees what mistakes were made and how he didn't have his things together. So he probably seen where he was coming from, where he's like, man, this dude's really ain't saying like F you. He's just lost a little bit and don't know his way around. And once he finds his way around, then he comes back around. I don't think Kendrick Lamar is going to hold that against him. So I think we'll probably even see something, hopefully, with him and Kendrick, like when he comes to LA or whatever. I'm pretty sure he's going to have people open or things like that. But that just shows that relationships are everything in this industry, in every industry. So you have to be aware of that and think of that before you make your next move. Educate yourself always. Think, okay, am I in the right here? Am I going at this the right way? Should I be looking into it for myself? How do you figure all that out? Because from what I know, he's not signed to any label. Just off, I haven't done super a lot of research on him, but I see that he's not signed to any label. So he probably is just kind of just out here, probably just doing his own thing, trying to figure it out. But once you take that next step, and Kendrick has gave you that next step to take, you need to start getting all that in order. You need to start getting all your, get a manager where, even if the money ain't right all the way, try to figure out how to get people in your circle, in your team, to make sure once the money comes in, it's in and it's secured. And you're not going to have to worry about trying to go off on somebody or, all this stuff when you don't even know what the hell's even going on. That's why most of these people in the industry are like, man, this and that about the industry, when they didn't read their contract. They didn't do none of that. They don't know what nothing is. They don't know how to set anything up. They don't know who to talk to. They don't know where to go. Because once the label handles everything, then it's just getting directly, shot to you after that. So, they're kind of just passing it off. But you got to have that. So I think let this be a lesson a little bit into the music industry and also how not to move. Obviously, I think he's learned that lesson now, and he's probably talked to some people who have his best interests and are like, you should probably apologize. Let's go about this the right way. Let's figure out how to get those royalties, get cashed out, and then everybody gonna be feeling better. It's just gonna be, dust in the wind. But I only say that right now because if Kendrick Lamar gave him a feature, he has to have some type of relationship with him. I don't think he's just out here like, just reaching out to people and just like, hey, throw something on here real quick. So if it was something like that, like there's been plenty of instances where somebody will do a song with somebody that they don't even know, and then they can't figure out how to get all that. So then they could go off on them, and they don't have people in the middle speaking like probably Kendrick and him do. They probably have people who know both sides, and they're kind of conversating and working things out. But yeah, it could go bad just off the simple fact of people just wilding out and crashing out just for pretty much anything. So if your money ain't right in the industry, I think this is gonna open up a lot for him because he's gonna realize, okay, there's a whole new avenue to this, and hopefully he just goes in that route and figures out how to double down on that and figure out that back end side, because that back end side is really important. There's a whole bunch of people eating off music that nobody even knows. You don't see them or anything, and they're making so much money off music because they understand the backside. So that's just something I kind of wanted to talk about. I did kind of wait a little bit because as it was kind of coming out this last like week, 2 weeks, more stuff was coming out. He was posting, he was crashing out, he was kind of figuring it out, and then he got to his apology, I think probably just like a couple days ago. So within this last week or two, all this has been going down, and I just felt like this was a perfect example to kind of show and shed light on what kind of to do and what not to do. Obviously he apologized, so he done figured it out, and hopefully everything could keep on going good for him, because that was a cool song. Obviously Kendrick put him on the thing for a reason. You know, if you have the biggest artist right now putting you on a song or putting you on an album, I think the last thing you want to do is insult him. So I wouldn't take that route. I would think like, hey man, something else is going on. We got to figure this shit out, you know, because you have to think like you I don't know, are you just expecting something just, you know, to just a cash app just to hit your phone and be like, here's $1 million for that song that we did? Like the verse already was a blessing. That was enough to say, I don't care if I make a dime off this. This is already history. I'm already a part of something that's way bigger than me. And I think that's the goal in everything, is just be a part of something that's way bigger than you. If you just look at it from me, then you're just gonna stay exactly like that. You're just gonna stay exactly in that lane and be like, why I ain't paid, why I ain't this, why I ain't that. There's some people who don't really make a lot of money, but they're part of so much history that it doesn't matter. And I think we need to get back to that, because it's so much focused on the money now. And I understand people have lives and things and people to take care of on their own. But I think it's just great just to be a part of something that big. You know, you were on the stage at the pop out, you were on the album. I got you on my wall and I don't even know who the fuck you are. So just that, like, you already part of something that's way bigger than you. Congratulations. And you know, I think that's what we should kind of focus more on, in music, is just being part of something that's bigger and has a, you know, bigger purpose, and you know, all that, versus just kind of being like who could make the most money or who could, you know, be the flashiest or things like that. Because money comes and goes. You know, if this whole world burned, money wouldn't even, if this whole world burned down and another alien shit came over to this earth, they wouldn't know what the fuck money was, because it doesn't mean anything. But they would probably see the history of what we built and what we learned and things like that. So that's what I mean in that kind of context. But yeah, let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. Gonna get back to making these videos. I just thought this was a good topic because I feel like I waited long enough to kind of see it go from beginning to end. Now I think it's pretty much done. Everyone's kind of moved past it. So yeah, definitely a good thing to talk about in the music industry, educating yourself, figuring out how to get this done, how to get paid, what you're getting paid, what you're entitled to. You know, I think a lot of people should be looking more into that. Even people with music contracts, even with record deals with, you know, huge, you know, record labels, look into it, see what you're owed, see what this is that. Just because you have money in your pocket and you're happy right now doesn't mean that you aren't entitled to even more. You know, if somebody gave you $10,000 right now, you'd be happy as hell. But what if somebody told you, hey, they were supposed to give you 100? They're supposed to give you $100,000. Why you only got 10? Then you'd be a little, wait, what? You'd be questioning things. And that's how this music industry works. They give you just enough to keep you satisfied, just enough to keep that chain on, just enough to buy another car, just enough to buy some more drugs for you to go in the studio, make some more songs, just enough to where you feel like you're balling. And $1 million ain't nothing these days. Ain't nothing. Because if you're a millionaire and you go and buy a house, you are no longer a millionaire. That's it. It's gone. Zero. Nothing. You have to have millions on top of millions on top of millions. So people getting $6-7 million deals isn't anything. You know how much plane tickets cost when you fly to shows? You know how much all this stuff costs? Studio sessions, engineers, all this stuff costs so much money. These millions of dollars of deals isn't anything anymore. Back in the 90s, when you say you got a $2 million deal, you had something, you know, and then you were still able to get money off different ways of music. But yeah, I'm kind of just going off topic now, but I just wanted this to be just basically a lesson learned, something that I seen that I just wanted to touch on, now that it's already been, you know, through its little waves or whatever it went through. And yeah, let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. Make sure y'all subscribe. This was Rap Money. I'm ambitious.